Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be going through LeetCode problem 56, which is merge intervals. This is a medium problem and is the third most popular question on LeetCode with a 98.63% frequency. So given an array of intervals, where intervals index I has a start and an ending interval, so two integers, merge all overlapping intervals and return an array of the non-overlapping intervals that cover all the intervals in the input. So in example 1 here, intervals is 1, 3, 2, 6, 8, 10, and 15 and 18. So you can see the 1 and the 3 overlap. So the 3 here is greater than the 2 here. So what the result should be is just the 1 and the 6, which incorporates the 2 and the 3. And this example 2 shows that when the numbers are equal, you want to incorporate them too. So these both have a 4, so the end result should just be 1 and 5. All right, let's take a look on how to do this. The first thing we need to concern ourselves with is the fact that the list might not be sorted. So in Java version 6, they had a sort method where you would pass in the intervals and call this comparator class or interface, passing in an array of integers. You would override the compare method, passing in array integer A and array of integer B. And then it would compare the first number in the first index, or the first array, with the first index in the second array. And it would iterate through all those. Now, in Java 7, still very similar to Java 6, the only thing they really do is shorten up what you return here. So they just basically integer compare A and B. So not much difference. But in Java 8, they condensed it down to one line. So you pass in intervals, your parameters are A and B, and you're just going to compare A to B. And you're going to iterate through all those, and it ends up putting those in order. And so that is what we'll end up doing first. So we'll call that arrays.sort method, and it will end up sorting the arrays. The next thing we want to do is create the variable for our return value. So a linked list with an array of integers. So now we're going to loop through each interval in the list of intervals. Okay, so if merged, the linked list, is empty, or merge get last. So keep in mind that the arrays have two numbers in them. So get last, which is at index 1. So in that first example, we had 1 and 3 were in the first array. So it's going to get the 3, and then the second array, if you remember, was 2 and 6. So if this is greater than interval 0, which would be 2 in this case, then you can just add the interval. But because the 3 is greater than the 2, we've actually got to do some merging. So we're going to get the last value. So again, using that example, 1 and 3 and 2 and 6, so you'd get the 3, and then you take the max of that 3, the get last from what's already in merged, and interval, so the second number in the array, which in the example I've been using would be the 6. And so that's how you get 1, 6. And that is pretty much it. We're just going to return that merged list. We're going to convert it to an array, and we've got to convert it back to an array of arrays to get the match the return value. And that is pretty much the method, or the solution. So let's run this through the debugger. Okay, so what I did here was I took example 1, but I moved the 2 and the 6 around. So I put 8 and 10 in front of that to show you that the sort works. So the first thing I'm going to do is array.sort, So now if you look at the list, it's sorted. One line of code did all that. Then we'll create the linked list. All right, so now we're going to go through each interval in the intervals. Okay, if merged is empty, which it is, so we don't need to concern ourselves with the rest of this because it's an OR statement. We're just going to add the interval. So if you look at merge now, it has the 0 and 1. Or at index 0, it has 1 and 3. So now we have interval 2 and 6. So merged, get last. So merged is 1 and 3. So get last, which will be the 3 at index 1, if that is less than interval 0, the 2, then we're going to add it. Else, we've got to do some merging, which is what we have to do here. So we're going to get last, which is the 3. So we're going to take the maximum of get last, index 1, which is 3, and interval 1, which is 6. So index 1 of this intervals. And so that's how you get. So now if you look at merged, size is still 1, but the array is 1 and 6. And now the rest of these are just going to be additions because there's no overlap. So the 8 and 10, the 15 and 18. And then we're going to convert it to an array and pass it back. And so you see that what's passed back is 1, 6, 8, 10, and 15, 18, which is the results we're looking for. So let's run this through LeetCode. See what we get. Accepted, submit. All right, pretty good. Faster than 95% and less memory than 52%. The last thing we'll do is go through the space and time complexity. All right, time complexity, or the time it takes for running an algorithm, is big O of n log of n. So basically the sorting in this solution is log of n. And we're going to do it n number of times for all the numbers, or the arrays in the array of arrays. So n log of n is the time complexity. The space complexity is log of n. So sorting, basically, the space needed to do that is just O log of n. And that is pretty much it. So once again, thanks so much for watching my videos. Let me know if you have questions, and we'll see you next time.